Let us understand switch statement practically. To demonstrate, I'm now taking a new Java class. So I'm just calling this as switch statement. So now here I'm taking my main method. First let us understand the syntax of switch. A switch syntax looks very simple. So switch of the choice. So here we're not saying it as condition. We just provide choice. And this what is your switch block, right? Whatever the code you write inside switch is called as block. But here we'll have a case labels. Now what is this labels? Like each value will be compared with your case, and then you have here the code. So whatever the code that you want to execute here, you'll write it within the case, and then like this you'll write a number of cases with values. So I'll say label 2, then you have the code to execute, and then you have case label 3, then you have a code.
Hey, thanks for watching our content so far. If you're new to Training Mark, we're the fastest growing technology training company and create content to help freshers like you to master the disruptive technologies like full stack development, AML, cloud, DevOps, etc. If you like the content so far, please subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon not to miss any new content from us. Like and share this video with all your friends. Let's build your career and the community together.
Now, first we'll understand how this basically will be executed. First, the choice will be evaluated. Now the question comes, hey, what is the data type that this choice will be evaluated, right? So a very important point here is the choice must be evaluated, or you have to pass only the data of either int or char or string or enum type. Okay, so basically the choice must be evaluated either to an int or a char or string or enum type. Since we did not understand the string and enum, which you'll see in our further sessions, but the choice must be either evaluated to either int or a character. So now what basically happens is when this choice is evaluated to either int or char or string or enum, whatever, so each case will have a value which will be compared with this choice. And if the match happened, then it will execute this code. So like that, we'll check with all cases. If none of the cases matches, then we write in another block, what we call it as a default block. So default is a keyword in Java which says that if none of the cases match with the choice, then you execute this code. So that is how the switch statement looks like. So we'll understand this with very simple example. Suppose you're preparing your weekly calendar or you're categorizing your weekly task. Now you want to execute some task, or you want to schedule your meetings if it is on Monday, if it is on Tuesday, Wednesday or something like that, or you want to print your calendar accordingly. So now what I do here, I'll just take my day as an input. Okay, so here I'm just giving integer day or maybe byte a day or whatever. So when I say byte, byte can be implicitly casted to int, so that you can take this as well. So now I'm taking day. Okay, so since 1 to 7 I'm just taking, right? Or maybe if it is a month planner, then it is going to be 1 to 31, or if it is an yearly planner, then it is going to be a short with 1 to 365. So whatever that you want to take, right? So now what I do here, I'm now passing the switch of day, simply passing day. So what does it mean here? Now you see day is a byte which can be implicitly casted to int. Now the choice I'm directly passing, I'm not comparing anything. So now what I want to do, if the day is 1, I want to execute some code. I say that, hey, it is Monday schedule, or whatever the print Monday schedule or something like that. So in order to do that, I need to check with value 1, right? So if this is matching with 1, so now what I do, I'll just simply write s print Monday schedule, right? So I'm just writing only a simple SOP, but you can write whatever the methods or whatever maybe the logic, so based on the code that whatever you want to write, right? So now here, so in the next case 2, right? So if it is case 2, I'm now saying print Tuesday schedule, right? So like that I can execute all the cases. So just to copy this, so I'm now putting copy paste for 7 days, right? So now a very important, we'll talk about the rules of switch in our next session, but here we'll just simply write the basic of switch. So I'm just taking this 7. Okay, if none of the days match, so now what I do, I'll just write the default block. I'll say that s out invalid day input, right? So now here Monday, Tuesday, then I'll say Wednesday and Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday, right? So this is how basically the switch looks like. You might ask, hey, can't I write if else statement? If I say if day is 1, I want to print a Monday schedule, or if day is 2, or else if day is 2, else if day is 3, else you can do that. But this will give more readability than if else statement. So that's why we use switch. So here you don't need to write a lot of conditions, right? So here you just simply pass your choice, and based on that you compare, and then based on that the case will be executed. Now let us try to run this code. Now since I have given day 1, so day is passed here, the value is 1, and now it is matches with case, and then it should execute me print Monday schedule. So let me run this just to see what is the output that I'll get. Now surprisingly, if you can look at that, it print me everything. You see, it print Monday schedule, it print Tuesday schedule, it print Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Now what actually is happening here? Now what is happening here is whenever a case is compared, example the value 1 is now compared with 1 and 1 is matching, so then it is printing here. Now after printing, you have to inform your controller or your JVM that hey, once my case is matched, you don't need to execute anything, you don't need to compare with any other cases. Otherwise by default it will compare all of this, and it won't even compare, it will print all of this because a match is found and you're not telling anything to the interpreter. So how do you solve this problem? My intention is I want to print only this case 1, that is print Monday schedule. I don't want rest of the things because that doesn't make sense. Now in order to do this, Java uses an important statement called break. Now what does this break statement will do? The break statement informs that hey, once you finish executing this code, just simply break this. It means what? You come out of your switch block. You don't need to continue this. So whenever you write break, whatever the block that you have written, example, suppose I have written my break inside this block. So the controller will directly come out of this. It will come to the next line here, right? So now that is what is a break. So ideally, what you have to do, you have to write the break in all cases when you are using switch. Guys, this is one of the very important, and if you don't write the break, it will continue executing all cases without comparing the case value. So that is what is very important. So you have to write break statement in each and every cases. And we'll see other rules, but this is what is a basic syntax. So now whenever I run this, what basically happens, it just print only my Monday schedule and then it breaks your switch. So after this, whatever you write outside switch, right, this will become a normal code. So this will be executed irrespective of whatever the day that you'll have. You see, this becomes a normal code. It doesn't have any dependency. Now suppose if I give the day as 5, right, so it is now comparing with the day 5, and then we'll execute the Friday schedule, and then will come out and then will execute your outside switch, right? So now whatever the day that you enter, example, suppose I'm entering the day value as 9, which is not match, right? So first compare with this, compare with this, compare with this, like that all cases are compared, and when no case match is found, then it will execute default. You can see default is day, invalid day input, and then outside switch will be executed. And you don't need to write break here because default will be written at the last. And we'll see what are the different rules when talking about default, where it should be written and all the stuff. Since it is a last statement of your switch block, you don't need to write break, or if you want to be very descriptive, you also can write break here. so which can break the switch block after executing your default. So this is how a basic switch statement will be written in Java.